And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Factorio Space Age, where we're working to try to finish out the last 4 techs and build our ship for our expedition. We'll see if this can actually successfully build out. Element planet, none on way. Why is none coming? Or is it just over prioritizing the... Might just be over prioritizing the other launches, okay. But yeah, so some of the stuff we can do is we can try to improve our research speed here, which mainly for the techs we're working on is getting the cryogenic stuff to get through the network faster. Which means I need to sort out the belt weaving here a little bit better. And yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. And then the other thing is getting more grammars and stuff in. Oops. Like so. At least on that one. We need underground there as well. Oops, gonna be the other way around. You know, we're gonna work through all of this. This is one of the couple things we're gonna improve. Mainly so we can get the cryogenic science to go to where it needs to. So we can leave the 11 science a little bit more efficient. Every once in a while we should check in to see if we have more cryogenic science to ship, which is popping over to Aquilo. So we're working on it. Working as fast as... Apparently I've run out of ice. Huh. That was not expected. Do we have request for chests on this map? Yes. Okay, you, request. Ice. Okay, that's at least working. We're getting some balancing issues, which is a different problem. Not burning the heavy oil fast enough, apparently. Or rather, I think from a balance perspective, we're set up to burn those two, because it was correct math on that, and we had to go plus a fractional on those ones. Okay, so now we get the ice moving. Oh, and that's because we use water for steam. Okay. So we're using enough power that we're actually going through all the ice. But yeah, that will fix the problem for a while. I suppose to improve that a little bit so that we're not having to come back and lots of it too much. Make you a passive provider. Actually, no. We'll make you a passive provider. Make you a request for chest. Then make you a passive provider. Yeah. And then here we're actually going to request that there be 50 ice. Because what this is one of the chemical plants. So we want the chemical plant to, you know, or one of the chemical or the ice suppliers for our power, water suppliers for the power. Okay. Okay, so remember we're going by this method to get over here. Okay. And then we need to pull you up. Like so. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Well, that actually, I can probably make that work by maybe using the blue one. Yeah, that'll work. I'll use the blue one. Keep it a little bit simpler there. And then blue to get back in. Yeah. Getting some damage on the ship we're building. One problem building over Vulcanus. Is that none of the gun turrets are working until we can build the ship out enough to build the gun turrets. Yeah. That's the problem with that mix. So grabby, grab and small ones. And we'll need the same on the other side. Here I can probably make with just a blue one here. Like so. And then we'll need to do, honestly, this one probably just basically working, basically set up from here. I suppose we can do basically the same setup on the other ones, right? And then I just need to plumb the bit. So you're into there. We need the blue one to receive you. So. Small one. We can work with the long one being on this. No, it's gotta be mirrors at least. Okay. It comes over here. And that will work if it's blue. So Ah, that one's more complicated. Oops. Belt not. Yeah, that'll work. And that one needs to be a blue one coming out. Keep the pattern going. Retrofitting spaghetti. That's what we're doing right now. Retrofitting spaghetti. Oops. No, that needs to be a long-handled one, which means that really wants to go there. That one. And one. Okay, that goes there. Oh, this one's gonna be a little fiddlesome. I can make that work by doing you and you. Yeah, that will work. Okay. And obviously it's working, because we can see our stuff getting through until around about there. I'll put the state of those two then. Yeah, so that one doesn't actually really matter. Don't need to come off the belt anyway. Now we're short on. We're short on the agricultural at least. We did finish one of the techs. We're now on fusion. So we can go design the quantum processor unit. Maker. Okay, and we're gonna need some of those. Not because we're gonna build with fusion reactors, which would use them, but because we're gonna need to build some railguns, which I think use them. Yeah. Oof. 100 per railgun. Yeah, 100 per railgun. Okay, well this is working for various statements of working. I think it's time to go back up to Quillo to build the quantum processor. Are we actually backed up an ammonia solution now? Interesting. Well, maybe we're not just launching enough. That would do it. Florence fuel, lithium looks fine. Though that might be because we're not really using very much lithium. We're using a little bit, apparently, from this one. I think it's the lithium that's the one that can run out. But maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, we need to get off this planet and get over to there to do that design work. Another asteroid collision. I don't think it's necessarily breaking very much, it's just somewhat annoying from the standpoint that we're going to get notifications spammed until that thing's functional. The other thing to do, or the other thing I will probably do, is we'll design a nuclear reactor setup. Both to sort of improve the power here in Novice, or at least clean up the power here in Novice, because it's going to be the same sort of reactor that we have here already. As well as we're going to put it on the new ship. So the current one's running a single reactor. I think we're going to do a double reactor for the ship. But yeah, what's basically left of this Factorio series, we've got to get the, well, I said it used to be 4 techs, it's now 3 techs. We're down to the last 3 techs. And to get the ship capable of flying that destination. The real hard thing from the flying that destination standpoint is going to be getting the rail cannons, I think. And then building something that just flies there in a reasonable amount of time. Some argument to necessarily not having it fly super fast, so that we don't necessarily have to consume ammo particularly fast, but the plan is to build something that flies. Okay, let's tell you first to build a Fugara, because we're going to need to pick up some electromagnetic plants. To build the quantum processors. Electromagnetic plants plus fluoroketone. Fluoroketone. I suppose we could bottle it up and ship it around the galaxy, but we're not. We're gonna use it on a planet, so we're gonna fly over there and set it up. Yeah. So quantum processor plus fluoroketone. And it takes the cold stuff in, which works because that's what we make. Won't necessarily be super fun because we're going to ship in a little bit from every of the specific planets to make it work. I suppose actually maybe we might do a flight around the galaxy then. Let's go to Vulcanus first. We need, I think it was tungsten carbide we need some of for that. 1 tungsten carbide per each, and each cannon needs 100 quantum processors? Okay, we're going to try to get away with doing very few rail cannons here. And okay, so it's tungsten plate in the cannon, or in the turret, and it is tungsten carbide in the processor, which there's 100 processors per cannon. Which is the launch size of that? 500? Okay. So we'll think like 500 quantum processors, so we'll make like 5 cannons. One launch of each. Let's check to see if Vulcanus actually... Don't think it has it set up to fly both of those, launch both of those. Do we have a passive provider set up on... those? Okay. And obviously I must have on the tungsten plate, so why does that one work? Well, there's the tungsten plate maker, which is also full. Okay, so it will work, we just gotta fly there and get it launched. Which might work a little bit better if we had ready-to-go launching sites, but... maybe we'll run around and grab the other stuff first, while this is trying to build. Because yeah, we're here and waiting for stuff to ship. So actually, no, go to Leba. because we need to pick up some both carbon fiber. We need, if we're gonna make 10 of these, we need 200 for the turrets, and I think it's also in the quantum processors. Yeah. So we'll pick up what we can from various places until we're mostly full, and then we'll head out to start dropping stuff at Aquila. Oh, and we have a rocket launch fuel limitation here. Hibiscus, are you carrying around rocket fuel? Or would I want to even pick it up? Probably Fagura, as you see, as most things get picked up with Fagura. Reliably at least, get picked up with Fagura. Yeah. Let's say we're gonna have you pick up rocket fuel as well. Oh, then I should set up the facilities on Vulcanus to drop it off at the launchers. Though that might just be worth doing. So that's the fuel coming from over there. Do we still actually have fuel up? No, we don't. Oops, no, we need that one. That one we need. Okay, and now we can request that you receive rocket fuel as well. And then tell the Hibiscus freighter, please pick up rocket fuel from Fugura as well. And complaints of things being destroyed are on the ship we're trying to build, and really to fix the ship we need the launches to go faster in Vulcanus. Have we received what we requested from Gleba? We have. Let's go to Fugura then, and then we'll go over to Quella. We're gonna have to go back to Vulcanus to pick those stuff up to build what we're trying to build, but we can at least get the plant set up without the parts to make it work. We just won't know it's working, because we know what the parts are going to be making it broke. $7 a bit to build it. So yeah, it means we need more launch capacity. Which is apparently solid. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. I see what the problem might be. And then I think we have all the types of belts set up, or at least the, yeah, red and blue. So let's upgrade to red. Yeah, let me find that one's color. Okay. Waiting for bots to deliver things to make the rocket fuel work better. And it should work better because it should now have the throughput it needs in solid. Light fuel might be a different issue. We might not have enough light fuel production, or light oil production. Oh, that didn't work. So that one specifically has to be yellow to work right. But that should probably work fine with it being yellow, so... Okay. Things are being broken. Getting back up on the ship. We're at Aquilo. Let's drop all our stuff for the moment. So we're gonna need the you and you and you. Probably you. Drop a bunch of stuff to the planet. And ourselves a moment. Fusion reactor is stalled. Stalled at a weird place, so I suspect it is Glebin science, it's agricultural science. So that's what I get for just chucking stuff overboard. It's didn't have any place for it to go, so it just went places on the floor. Okay. While we're here, we'll speed up the ice motion by just chucking a bunch of ice places. Okay, so what we're here specifically to build... I dropped the cryo... Probably did. Okay. Is... electromagnetic plant to build the quantum processors. Most of which is going to be basically shipped in via requester chest, but we want access to the cold fluoroketone and output the this is the cold, input the hot. Yeah, okay. So I need pretty much access to that tank, probably. That tank line. It's not necessarily easy. My spaghetti did not make my tasks easy for myself. Then I can do regular pipe underground. Okay, that's not gonna fit there. The eternal punishment to doing lots of spaghetti sometimes is that things don't always work the way you want them to. Do I fundamentally need that power pole there? Can I move it like there? Okay, that looks like that'll work. In which case I can remove that heat pipe. No, I can't move that heat pipe. That heat pipe needs to be there. Unless I move that power pole as well. No, that still doesn't work because I can't put the heat pipe there. Yeah, it might be one of those scenarios where it's actually the solution might be putting some sort of buffer chest in. And making the bots fly at a short distance or something. We're gonna figure out how to get the pipe out. Heat pipe, or the hot stuff out. Well, I suppose actually it's really get the hot stuff in, right? Because this electromagnetic plant's going to take in cold. Cold's actually got the cold fairly available. Just figuring out how to get the heat into the deposit. Let's put it down there for the moment. Oh, I need to get to that hex specifically. Can I move you? Yes. So then I can do you. Something got broken, probably on the ship being built. Yeah, that would track. It's getting closer to looking functional. Go ahead and turn that on. Okay, so now it'll start grabbing bullets, at least get the interior guns going. And from a getting the guns going standpoint, might be something worth trying to get going independently anyway of the construction. Because we can get some of the exterior defense guns running. No, don't do that. I wanted you not to grab bullets. Okay, so we got your requesting bullets. That will get some of the guns running. Getting some of the guns running may get some of the asteroid collectors running, which will get everything working there. But yeah, in theory, you just need to request those things. One of those is, I suppose, the lithium. Yeah, lithium getting loaded in. I can just tell it to request those bits. So, blue. Tungsten. Fabric. And aluminum plate, I think. No, supercapacitors. Oops. And carbide, and then that'll give us quantum processors. Ship in that one. And we don't have what we need to build a railgun anyway, so can't really design for that yet. In a way that self-tests for functionality. There we go, that allows a recharging point close to the drop-off. Should help with dropping the stuff we need in here to get that to work. Anyway, now... Bomb Fizzle, let's have you ship off to Vulcanus. But yeah, if we get some of the guns running, they'll help protect the ship, allowing us to get more of the guns running. Rinse and repeat until the ship is functional enough to fly back to Novice, where we can redesign the power plant. On Novice, did I ever get around to building... No, I don't think I did. I don't think I ever built a nuclear reactor maker. So what we need is we need nuclear reactor, we need heat pipes, we need turbines, and heat exchangers. All being made. I think we already got heat pipes here, so I think it's just the heat exchangers, steel turbines. Honestly, we might as well just build it closer to the launch facility. Or at least closer to... Yeah, I think everything except for the nuclear power plant will just build right next to the launch facility. The nuclear power plant will build down here next to our red production, our red final destination. Oh, that's not going to work because I need that... well, I can probably get that to work if I just filter it quicker rather than later. You need to just grab... steel. How much per stack? Stack size is 10, rocket capacity is 1, so we'll just build one. You're gonna have to do, like, 2 launches. So we'll just overkill build these. We can request concrete, because I'm pretty sure we have that in the request network. And then copper. Probably the best way to get copper is sending the foundry. And then we can pipe the molten copper in. Okay. I'll provide the copper, which should let you finish. And then I think we already got a heat pipe, so it's just heat exchangers, steam turbines. That's enough on both of those. I think we want to just have the one assembly machine with the 3 foundries around it. And then it's copper, steel, pipe. Yeah. And then the other one was copper, gears, pipe. Oops, doesn't quite reach that far. Okay. Over here? Yeah. Pipe. Oops. Pipe. That was underground than just over it. And maybe more important than it being an underground is underground I needed to make the rest of the pipe work. There we go. And I suppose the copper needs to do sort of the same to get over there. There we go. Still getting complaints about damage on this ship. Yeah, almost done being built, other than the fact that it's got no bullets going, so it's not filling up. The whole shortage of there being reliable small asteroids here is maybe a slight problem. Or at least... nothing else the grabbers have grabbed. Okay, I got a little bit of a problem realizing we don't have any grabbers up there. It's not so much a problem, I suppose. Definitely something that can be quickly fixed. And we did have some guns with bullets in them. Oh, yeah, the ones around the middle have a little bit of bullets in them. Okay. HMS Bomb Vessel parked at Vulcanus, but loaded with stuff, so it's actually ready to come out to Aquilo again. One of our grabbers broke up, that's fine. Yeah, when that gets here, we'll be able to drop stuff and should be ready to go. Up to 942. It's almost there with the next 1,000 going up. Fusion reactor, I guess, probably just received some bioscience for research purpose. Yeah, it looks like it. Going through the network, and then we're relying on bots to pick it up and check it back at the beginning. Go through again. Unlike the cryogenic, which we can just let sort of pile up over time. green ones need to cycle through until they get used, because otherwise they spoil. I think we are actually reliably using ice more than originally planned. Which is good, because it was literally breaking up the entire system, the amount of ice we were making earlier. And one of the major sources of ice at some point, because I'm just not filling out the oceans, are not going to be consuming. Not quite here yet. And I'll have to... Oh, because I don't make that on this planet. So we need to get moving. So we can have the stuff to get the ship moving. Oh, okay. Hadn't thought of that. We have any ice? Okay, so the thrusters have received some fuel. We just don't have enough water yet to probably make the burn. Is functional, maybe not functioning 100%, but it's functioning. There's not enough ice here. Oh dear, some ice that's not going to get captured because you don't got enough grabbers. So we got enough of that. Do I want... Oh, and you need to be favor input. Let's, because I probably do have splitters here. Let's drop a splitter. Oh, hopefully I have splitters here. Drop a splitter. Right now we don't actually have any copper consumption anyway, so the fact that we would want copper is fine. Oh, we don't have any calcite production either. So for the moment, let's pack those two up. Some more construction over here. Pack up the interior ones. So right now I think we probably don't have enough thrust to get this back to Novice. If we get it back to Novice, we can finish fixing it. Anyway, we should see that this starts to work. Apparently don't have enough storage, different problem. But at least it should now be receiving the bits it needs. Let's also ship ourselves up. Well, we got a launch going, so let's let the launch finish, and then we'll ship ourselves up with the launch. Because I think we've fixed what we need, or built what we need to for here for the moment. Oh, and this is not well positioned anyway. That's a different problem, yes. Yes, it is. Okay, and we have all the calcite that doesn't get used, just get chipped off the thing. Okay. We're gonna fix that. This isn't good. Just, yeah. What we're going to do is I'm going to come off of here. With a balancer. Now, technically, in this case, I now no longer need that to have actually work as a trash, because we don't need that trash to trash. Okay. Don't need that trash to trash, which means we get some calcite coming here, which means we get some iron going to, or calcite going to these foundries, which means we get iron going into the turret makers here to provide bullets. Yeah. So as we can look, novice. Immediately see something we need to fix at novice. 5 seconds after landing the planet. View-wise, yeah. Do I have, what's the grabber factory looking like? Very boring. Yeah, very boring. We'll just make some more grabbers on the planet, that'll work. I think we already have electric engine protection. Of course I have electric engine protection. Why would you even question it? Do I have it on passive providing, at least? Yes. No. Now will we? And you're taking long, because it's probably going to fly over from here. Yeah. Here comes the bot with the last bit. So there we go, we got grubbers in the area. Oh, apparently we didn't need that request. We can turn that off. Okay, that'll make this platform a little bit more functional. Or place a little bit more functional for constructing the platform. So then we can get back to Novice and do the next redesign, which is to add the nuclear power plant to power the thing. And probably make it a little bit bigger, honestly. And then we'll come back here and make it bigger, back and forth a couple times. Bob Vessel is loaded. We're not loaded in it, so that's what we need to do. Okay, and looking at the time, this is probably a good place to put the part break in, so I'm still going to try to break this into parts, though the parts will not necessarily be as consistent. Yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube, there's probably going to be another part up tomorrow. We're going to keep recording until we finish the game, so there'll probably be another part back up tomorrow. At this point, I'm going to sneak farther and farther ahead, so if you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to take a short break, and then we're going to get right back to recording, because I'm probably going to record one more part today. Might not, well, shouldn't be as long as this one. We're going to have to end a little bit earlier on the next part, not go out for a full hour. And if you're watching on Twitch, other than the next bit of the recording, I don't know when the next one's going to be, because I'm going to basically try to do pop-up recordings like this, try to get the game finished a little earlier. If we get it all done, then we won't do it during the regularly scheduled component. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time until the next part, and bye for now.